On this week's Waypoint, we've got all the details on the Sion rework. Azir is so broken. There's a new featured game mode in the works, and the Dunk Master is almost here. What's up, guys, and welcome to Waypoint, your weekly League of Legends recap. I'm your host, Kat Andrusco. Sion is the next on the champion rework chopping block. Like Soraka, he's a very old-school champion with fairly boring gameplay. You pop your shield, you run in, you stun a target, and you blow up. There's very little variety and very little room to make a flashy play. There's also not so much counterplay for the opponent. His stun isn't a skill shot, so if Sion runs at you, unless you can run faster, you're gonna get stunned. No offense if you're a fan, but he's hardly the pinnacle of champion design. Let's start with his passive. It's currently a 40% chance to ignore some damage on every auto attack he takes. That's a nice laning passive, but other than that, meh. His new passive is a lot more interesting and a lot more powerful. When Sion loses all of his health, he restores to full and gains significant attack damage, attack speed, and lifesteal. He'll bleed out and die shortly after. It's not a passive Zillion revive, thankfully. A good way to think of it is like the melee version of Karthus passive, which I really like as a concept. While he's bleeding out, all of his abilities are replaced by Death Surge, which gives him a huge but brief move speed boost. For his Q, the League of Knockups continues as Sion roots himself, pulls back his axe, and slams it into the ground in front of him. Decimating Smash does more damage the longer you wind it up, and if you get it at least half charged, you'll knock up everyone you hit. The area of effect is wide and long, so I see this being incredibly strong in teamfights in the jungle in particular. It's actually a ludicrously powerful level 1 fight ability if you're invading. There are some obvious downsides though. Rooting yourself isn't healthy and it's very much dodgeable. His W is Soul Furnace, and it's mostly the same as what he has now. It's still that shield that explodes on command or after it runs out. The only difference is that he'll passively gain bonus max health every time he kills a unit. Roar of the Slayer is his E, and it's a little funny. It's a long-range skill shot that damages, slows, and armor shreds the first enemy struck. The funny part is if it hits a minion or jungle monster, it knocks them back a significant distance. And I mean significant. The thrown target will also pack an even bigger punch against any enemy it hits, as well as slowing them. In melee, it's just a good way for Sion to stick to his target. From range, it's good harass and decent initiation, especially if you can throw a minion. It's also going to be an amazing way of messing with the enemy jungler. His ultimate, Unstoppable Onslaught, is hilarious. Sion charges in a target direction, which you can adjust as you run. He'll build up speed over time and trample through minions that get in his way. If you cancel the charge early, you'll deal AoE damage to everything around you. But if you hit an enemy champion, you'll get the damage and a bonus knockup. It looks like a super fun ultimate already, but we are gonna see some amazing fails with it as well. If you hit a wall, you literally stun yourself. And via direct Sion counter confirmed, unstoppable my ass. Overall, I'm loving this rework on paper. It looks like so much more fun, but figuring out the right build is gonna be tricky. I've got good news and I've got bad news for Azir fans. The bad news is that your champion has a ridiculous amount of bugs, as well as the worst win rate in the entire game. The good news is that some much needed buffs and fixes are in the works. Riot is looking at improving his regen, base attack, and base armor, which should help his awful early game a little bit. That's not going to be enough though, because he's honestly really hard to judge fairly at the moment. His kit does feel weird and clunky, but with all the bugs, it's no wonder. It's not too surprising that Azir of all champions is having this problem. He's hands down the most unique champion in the entire game, with some very interesting mechanics. How do you even describe him? Lee Sin meets Zyra? I guess the issues are understandable, but I do think Riot seriously dropped the ball by releasing him in this state. The PBE is there for a reason, and if certain champions have to stay on there longer than usual, so be it. The next featured game mode has been announced. Claustrophobic gamers will hate it. You guys remember Twisted Treeline, right? That map you never play? Well, it's a 3 versus 3 with only 2 lanes, and the featured game mode is Hexakill. Yeah, 12 players, 6 versus 6, on a tiny map. What does that even look like? 2 in each lane with 2 junglers? Ganks for days. At least Gold and XP have been tuned up to support the number of players, so you shouldn't be starved for items or levels. If you can use your numbers to control both altars at once, your minions will get more HP and damage. Their health and damage has been scaled up passively as well. As always, featured game modes are only online for a short period of time, so make sure you get in there right away. The greatest skin has officially been announced. Dunkmaster Darius. That's right, we heard about this one a while ago at a special event, and now he is almost here. Literally the greatest skin concept Riot has ever done. Darius already dunks. Everyone says get dunked after you get a bunch of kills, right? Basketball is the perfect tie-in, and literally seeing someone get dunked by a basketball net is just too funny. I am a little disappointed that we don't have some kind of live-action NBA basketball tie-in reveal at Worlds, but maybe an animation with a bunch of league champions playing basketball and the Dunkmaster winning the game at the last second. I am incredibly ungrateful. Good job, Riot. Guys, after a hard day of gaming, do you feel a little scruffy? Maybe you have an important date and want to impress? Well, let me introduce you to Harry's. Harry's is an online service dedicated to helping you gentlemen get the best shave available for your money. The idea is simple. You tell Harry's how frequently you shave, and they will suggest a plan that's right for you. When first signing up, you will receive a full kit in a nice box, much like the Truman set we have here. The initial kit includes the Truman handle, 3 blades, and foaming shave gel. After that, you will receive a box every 2, 3, or 5 months based on whether you are an everyday, occasional, or infrequent shaver. As an added bonus, right now we have a great deal with Harry's that will allow you to get your kit complete with handle, blades, and a foaming shave gel at $5 off using the discount code GAMEBREAKER. That means the Truman kit you see here could be yours for $10. So hurry while this deal lasts, and remember to use the code GAMEBREAKER when you sign up at harrys.com. That does it for this week's episode of Waypoint. For more video game news and content, head on over to GameBreaker.tv. Be sure to check back every week for the latest League of Legends news. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment below and help us reach more people. And if you want more League of Legends content, recaps, and updates, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, LolNationTV. I'm Kat Andrusco, and you can follow me on Twitter at @KatAndrusco. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next Waypoint.
Game Breaker TV.